Pregame.com.
The Pitt Panthers visit the Yukon Huskies in a Friday night game. Pitt coming off really a devastating loss to Notre Dame, attracted a lot of attention as Notre Dame was looked to be dead as they were trying to keep their perfect record intact. Chuck Edel is going to give us a play on this one. Chuck, your thoughts?
A short week here. Pittsburgh coming off an emotional, physical, they gave it everything they had there against that Notre Dame team. To come up short was devastating. After the game, quarterback Sunseri blamed the field goal kicker who missed the field goal in the third overtime. Some of the players were saying this is going to be a tough one to get over. The coach in the newspaper, got on Sunseri for criticizing. Turmoil. You throw in a short week. Now you got to go on the road to a Yukon team. Pittsburgh this year has been the only team they've beat on the road this year is Temple. They're 1-3, or actually the only team they beat in the Big East, I believe, Temple. They're 1-3 on the road. Yukon. We know their offense.
Did they beat Buffalo on the road?
Buffalo,
I think they beat
20-6. 20-6. Yeah, Big East. I'm sorry, in the Big East. 1-3 on the road. That was the one win they had is Buffalo. But this defense for UConn only allowing 18.6 points a game, 21st in the country. Now, offensively, they're a little limited, but I think this is just a great spot here for UConn.
VR, your thoughts on this one?
I got to agree. And let's not forget, that Notre Dame game, like you said, forget the mental part of it. How about the physical part of it?
Yes.
That defense could hit. Notre Dame's got one of the hardest hitting defenses in all of college football. That team plays some physical ball. And we know that in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers theory, after you play the Steelers, you usually don't do very well the next week. Well, here's Pittsburgh that only has a couple of days to physically get over it.
Short week, yeah.
And now they got to travel and play UConn, who this is a big game for them. Pitt's big game was last week. And not only did they lose it, but they were a minute away from winning it, from having the biggest win for that team in years. That was huge for them. And the way they lost it, not only did Notre Dame score a touchdown, they had a 2-point conversion to get it into overtime. That's as huge of a negative for their mindset as you get. I agree with you. I love UConn in this spot.
I was going to say, you can blame the kicker all you want, but you have an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter. It goes far beyond the kicker.
A guy missing he shouldn't have had to kick the ball.
Did you see the snap from center? It was a bad snap from center. I was watching it with my wife, and I'm not a Notre Dame fan, and she knows that. The high snap, and right away I saw, they're dead. They
had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. It was 20-6 starting the fourth
you're right.
quarter.
Yes.
And so they're going in there thinking this is their game.
We're celebrating, baby. We're celebrating.
That was an emotional, physical loss for Pitt.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's a tough game. That was a tough game. They find themselves
They're not the kind of team that's going to be able to bounce back.
They don't have that much talent.
Exactly.
They're 1-3 in the Big East. The only team they beat is Temple. This isn't a high-caliber team that maybe some people think.
All right, we've talked about it. Let's go ahead and make it official.
I'm going with UConn. A great spot here at home. Pitt. Listen, they played over their head just to be beaten Notre Dame in that game, 26. Notre Dame was a little emotionally down after a big win against Oklahoma. Pitt came in there, thought they were going to take care of business. A very emotional loss, a very physical loss. Now a short week. They go to UConn. The Huskies. It is. Am I going to get you to take money out of your pocket in this?
I think I'm going to pull money out of my pocket.
I'm going to bet it. I think the line's giving you a lot of value right now, and I think when the public gets involved, they're going to be all over Pitt because they watch how they handle
we might
Notre
get better
Dame.
than 3.5.
I agree.
I pulled money out last week. You gave me Western Michigan. That was a good one. Okay, next up, I'm going to talk about the Iowa-Purdue game. That'll be my best bet of the week, and you can watch all our videos on pregame.tv.